Alright, I'm back. So I decided I am gonna use just Flask to create the REST HTTP server. Um, to mock the what is it called? Group daily bars endpoint from Polygon. I was thinking a little bit about how I want to organize this and structure this, and I think instead of having in production, instead of having this scanner run something every 15 minutes, I'm going to have that run on a cron job. However, that's not really, I don't see a great way to do that um, when testing, because I'm going to be starting potentially different start times. So in testing, I'm going to run on a timer, just as I was going to do before, but in production, I'm going to use a cron job, and it's going to run at the 15-minute intervals. Um, and for Windows, again, I'll probably use, which is what I'll be using, I think. I'll be using Task Scheduler, I think it's called, if I remember correctly, yeah. So, um, before I get into all that, let's start with creating the, I'll call it REST server, because this is their REST API. And I'm just going to copy what ChatGPT gave me for the basics, and we could test it out. I was thinking something along the lines of using that or not, to using underscore main. And in some of my scripts, I think they're just functions that I'm basically using. So I think I don't care about this, and I don't want something where like you could run it independently. I'd rather just have a, for instance, this init. Um, yeah, it's just a function other than this stuff. But I want it so you can use this, call this, basically the cron job will call this just as the scanner does. It'll call that script. Um, Sorry, it'll call like this init data function. So I'll have a separate script that calls that, and that's what the cron job will call. So I guess to be clear, I'll have a separate script that called script A that calls an init data function, and imports this file, and then script A will be running in the cron job on a timer, or yeah, once a day after market closes. Okay, so back to this though. I just want to get requests. I don't care about this. Let's do a format. Um, what happens if I do this? Okay, it wants to format it that way. That's fine. Request is not accessed. Okay, that's great. What was that? Request get JSON. I actually probably will want that. Data equals request dot get JSON. What? I guess this request is available in here because of this decorator. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't know much about how decorators work, but I know they can, I believe, lead to confusion if not set up in a way that makes sense. And that's, to me, that's one of them, but I don't know. Maybe it's fine. All right, so let's just try this out. Flask is installed, I just was trying to import uppercase Flask, but I gotta import that, and then from that import this. Okay, so let's do Python REST server. It's a development server. Okay, so if I go here, welcome to HTTP API, perfect. And then yeah, it's great. Actually, I wanted to look this up. Just alternative. Like, I think there was. No, definitely not Django. Fast API, I've heard of. Yeah, Uvicorn. That's what I was thinking. So you need both, huh? Why not just Uvicorn? Not a framework. Okay, cool. Fast API. What about just built in Python? Simple REST server. Yeah, I've done this before. I'm fine using a library for this. I don't wanna I don't wanna deal with this. It's a lot more code. Um, Fast API versus Flask popularity. Both fast, popular frameworks. Wow, they have about the same number of stars. Okay. Seems like either one of those would be fine. I'm gonna stick with Flask because um, it doesn't really matter which one I choose, basically. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the default route. That clearly works. Let's do API data. Let's try that one. So slash API slash data. That works. All right, and then how do I get to query parameters? Okay, back to Flask example. How do I get query params? Where does this request get populated? Is it something to do with the decorator? Object in Flask is a global object. It gets populated. Globally available within a view function. Let me, you know what? Let me get Fast API again. Item, huh? Okay. Give simple, fast API. I know I'm a little bit off track. I don't know. Just wondering. Give simple, fast API, get route with query param. Name, age. So each query param is a function param. Is there an object with properties of the values? Pydantic model. Interesting. Hmm. Both of them seem fine. I'm gonna go with Flask. I mean, I was going to anyways, but I just want to see how that worked. Alright, let's see here. Back to that example. Where is that? Request.args. .get. Name equals request.args. Get name default John Doe. Let's throw a name in here. And then bring back request. Let's try that. Name I. Request is not defined. Might have to restart the server for this one. Name is I. If I put I2, it's I2. If I remove it, it should say John Doe. And if I don't have a default, what happens? What happens? Null. Alright, cool. So, back to group daily bars. So all this takes is a date string. Date string. And the format is, I gotta fix this. The format is, year, month, data, date string, and adjusted. Doesn't really matter. No default on that one. I wonder if, yeah, that's required, right? I can't really test it. Oh, okay. Actually, if you leave out the, I don't know if this is actually what's happening because I'm not signed in and I don't have an API key in here right now, but if I did, obviously I could put one and really test it, but if I leave out the date, I get a not found. If I put back some date, I get that. So I'm assuming, and it says required, so I'm assuming you just can't leave that out. Okay. Um, if not date string return, I think it showed me how to return a certain error code, right? In the put or the post? No? Yeah, let's just look. Oh, there it is. So it's just like this. Whoops. I'm gonna do 400. Whoops. Return. Here, let me just say. I'm just gonna ask it. It looks like something like that, but I don't know if that's exactly the deal. How do I return different HTTP status codes? Okay. Using just Sonify with the tuple. So that's what it was. Okay. Alright. Let's just do that. Sonify absolutely nothing. And then 400 HTTP status codes. I always forget these. I think it's 400, right? Or no, bad requests, 400. They say not found, but I'm gonna say 400 if you don't have a date string. Okay. That's gonna go up here. Adjusted default true. Let's say date string, date string, adjusted. And the last param is include OTC. Okay. Include OTC, which is over the counter stocks. Default false. Which are not listed on exchanges. Major exchanges. Don't include OTC securities. Default is false. Okay. So I'm following exactly their defaults as well. And then, hold on, give me 1 second. This is response JSON. All right, let's try that. Let's go to API data. Get nothing. Let me see. And we're getting a 400. Perfect. And if I go, actually, I'm going to use, they call it date, not date string. So cool. I'm not going to worry about going past current date or anything like that. Looks good. That's pretty much all we got there, as far as the setup part. And then now we need to make it so it, what do I want to do? So it needs to read from the 1 minute data. So I do need another parameter, which is not going to be, it wouldn't be a real parameter, but this is one I need for testing, and it's going to be time. What do I call this? Time of day, or no, just time, I guess. Time string, how about that? Time string requests args.get time, and this is gonna be no default. I'm actually gonna include this or not. Time string. So if time string. All right, let's just check that. And I'll have the format of like that, basically. Date, we have a date, bad request. We need and time. We get both. Cool. I'm not going to validate these. I don't care that much. It's just a test server, so. Okay. Let's see if I can actually. Yeah, that works fine. Including colons in there is no problem. Let me just see if that changes. Yeah, cool. So there's that and that. And that's it for the basics. So, I want the route to be this. Oh, a date. The date is not a query string parameter. Okay. So let's come back here and say, how about path params? So path params come in through the function params. Okay. I'll call this date string. Nah, it doesn't need to match. It's fine. Any way I can have the API? No, those are positional. Those are positional. Never mind. Never mind. So I can definitely do that. So it's going to be this. It's going to be string date string. And then get rid of this. All right, let's try that. Let's go to this long thing here. 2024, 05, 20. Okay, that's not working. Why not? Bad request. True. Time equals ESDF. Cool. If I change this to 521, and that's working perfectly. Cool. All right. I'm just leaving this here for the format pretty much, but yeah. Okay. There's that. Now this needs access to the 1 minute data. So let's first do this. Add REST server, mock server. All right. I think I'm actually gonna, I haven't been going very long, like 30 minutes. I'm gonna stop there. I gotta take care of something really quick, and I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks for watching.